This is the second of the three good fortunes I had of spending some time with Srila Prabhupada personally. It was rather difficult in those days for a new kid on the block, and I was fairly new. I joined in '75. And at this time, it was around the same time, Srila Prabhupada was visiting the Manhattan Temple, and he was on his initial inspection. And although I had spearheaded construction on the building with Tosan Krishna, and Pancharatna was our quasi-bhakta leader, I wasn't invited to go on the initial inspection. However, being familiar with the building as I was, I knew the fire doors that didn't lock. There were certain doors that would not close securely. So I waited until Srila Prabhupada and the entourage passed this particular fire door, and Tamal Krishna was there, and Adi Keshava was there, Bhavananda, Sudama, Madhavisa, maybe Sri Ram. So whoever, anybody who was anybody was kind of there at that time. And I waited just until the entourage passed the fire door, and I opened it as quietly as I could, and I slipped into the back of the procession, and Drishtadyumna Maharaj was there, and he said, "Hey, you know, you can't be here," and this was by invitation. I said, "No, I want to spend time with Srila Prabhupada." And Srila Prabhupada stopped, and he turned around and he looked right at us in the back of the procession, and that was it. Boy, we were just like, you know, fell into line like a couple of choir boys, and that was the end of it. He just gave us a look. And so, but what followed that was curious, and I sort of haunted by it in a way. Tamal Krishna suggested to Srila Prabhupada that we sell the building on 55th Street, and Srila Prabhupada pretty much ignored him, and it struck me because I had put so much blood, sweat, and tears into working on it, so I was personally attached. And then Adi Keshava said, and with this, I think it was $2.1 million they were anticipating in profit at the time, we can do some other, I guess he was going to say project, and Srila Prabhupada interrupted him and he said, "Stop." He said, "Do not sell this building. Where will the devotees go? Where will the deities go? If you sell this building, so many devotees will fall down." And Adi Keshava attempted to persist, and he said, "But Srila Prabhupada," and Srila Prabhupada took his cane and he slammed it on the floor. And he said, "No, no means no." And that was the end of the conversation, and we proceeded with the inspection floor by floor. And I think the memory, I take care of that, and there's another story that goes along with this about the subsequent meeting that I crashed when they were planning to sell the 55th Street Temple, but I don't think it's appropriate to discuss that now, but I interrupted their meeting when they were talking about how they were going to sell the building. But what I took away from that experience was, for me, certainly personally, and for all of us as Prabhupada's disciples, what the consequences are for disobeying a direct order of the spiritual master. And of course, what we saw subsequent to selling the building was a tragedy of epic proportions.